Nomad Trust is a homeless shelter. We've been here since 1997. We started in 1984, and it started as a way of giving out really soup and just sustenance to people that were homeless.
I've been homeless 10 weeks and I've been in this shelter 6 weeks. I became homeless when my previous landlady decided to, from a house of multi-occupation to make it to a single tenancy with one family. She kicked us out virtually, and that's how I became homeless.
Somebody coming from here they're usually at their lowest point because they might have tried other organisations or sort of been to friends, been sleeping on sofas, and they've maybe worn out their welcome with friends and family.
I was made homeless. I'd spent 4 months in prison, came out, went to the council, and they give me this address. Because I had to go to prison, I had to give up my home, and I hoped to get rehoused while I was in prison, but they didn't. And so I was literally, let out with nowhere to go.
It might just be a set of circumstances, financial or relationship breakdown, or it could be around drug or alcohol misuse or leaving prison, things like that. So once they come here, they are at a low point.
At one point I'd injured my back in my past and I'd been put on painkillers. That turned into an addiction. From there that spiralled out of control. So that affected my relationships, work, etc. When I split up with my wife and moved back here, my drug problem was still there. I brought it back with me from Leeds. After a while, friends, parents, family, gave up on me. Bit by bit, and so I ran out of options as time went on, hence, being made homeless.
Day-to-day life is getting up about 7 o'clock in the morning, having a quick drink, shower and all the rest, and then going down to the church, which is St Mary's Wilfred Way.
We're fed there, fed and watered, and from 8 till 12 we've got somewhere to be, members of staff to talk to, etc, etc. At 12 o'clock we are then asked to leave unless we're a volunteer, in which case we can stay for that duration of the afternoon. If you're not, you have to find something to amuse yourself with up until about 4:30.
Then go back to the church at 4:30 when we're allowed in, and then they close the door at 5 o'clock, so if you're not in before 5 o'clock you can't get in.
At that point we are let back in, fed and watered again. We do have the option to stay in the church until 8:30, when the staff will then come and collect us. We can leave the building if we want to and go elsewhere.
We decided to disappear and go see some mates out of the way. I like tonight, had a couple of pints and socialised with some mates, and
then at 8:30 staff come and collect us. We make our way back up here, get let back into this building at 9 o'clock.
So we come here for a cup of tea or whatever and sandwich, and we go to bed. Well, we have to go to bed by midnight, and we're not really allowed up till 7 in the morning again. That's a routine starting again.
How much does it really sort of cost approximately to sort of run the Nomad Trust sort of night shelter?
Well, what we worked out a long time ago, we haven't done it recently actually, and I think it's probably about time we did. We used to calculate it on about £54 a night, the costs for the staff, for the heating, lighting of the shelter, the food that we provide. That, as I say, hasn't been done for a while. But when you think we've got 21 beds, and per night, if it's costing us £54, that's quite a lot of money that we need to generate to cover those costs. And it is all donations really. We can get housing benefit for those that qualify, and we claim that from the council. They have a set amount that they will pay us per night, but that's a maximum of £15.50 a night. So obviously there's a big shortfall, a big difference there. So we have to rely on donations and the goodwill of the public to cover that difference.
How would the community be able to help the Nomad Trust in general, just money-wise or volunteering-wise?
All sorts of ways. Financially is great, obviously, because we can then target it where it's needed. volunteering their time is good. We get really good volunteers in our shop and down at the furniture project. So there are various opportunities for volunteering, but goods donations, food donations, clothing for the charity shop, everything, we're happy to accept it.
Have you ever had a problem with the general public? Has they ever treated you nastily or anything like that?
Only when we're queuing outside at night and cars go by and you get a bit of abuse out the car window, but other than that, no.
The general public don't know I'm homeless, so that answers your question.
And to be perfectly honest, I don't put myself in any situations where I would come across the public in that sort of respect.
I think people who don't know what we do might have that stereotypical idea of what homelessness is, but those that have engaged and that might come to the door and say, what do you do, might have a look around the shelter, and I think it can change opinions. And the more we get out and about and speak to people about it, the easier it is to make people see that not everybody is a down and out and aggressive and violent, and they are all human beings and they just need a bit of a help.
I'm on a state pension, but it's looking for another house. They sort of point you in the right direction and get you to do as much as possible for yourself, but will direct you.
Upon arriving here, I found out what I had to do in terms of getting myself back on my feet again. They've helped me access all the services I need, and so yes, in that way, no problems at all.
I've got into a routine now, and to see the same people day in, day out, and everything's been quite positive, really.
The people I live with are a mixed and varied bunch, as they would be in any walk of life, from job or education. There are more extremes, in terms of what some of the behaviours that some of the people exhibit and their backgrounds and what they've experienced. But by and large, it's just a mix of people.
You get this persona that homeless people are, druggies and alkies, but the people I associated with are not that persona, and it's been quite good, really.
I think homelessness always happened to other people, and when it happens to yourself, I never thought it would be this nice, and the staff are really friendly, and they've been a great help.
I would say that my conception of what I thought being homeless would be like and the sort of people I would encounter has changed massively. I don't think I could ever walk past a person on the street again and look at them probably how I used to look at them. Because when you talk to the person, and it's a cliche, but there's a person, inside, and not one of them have got happy stories. They've all ended up in this situation, whether through their own fault or not, but it's not for a good reason. So my experience, I've got and I'm going to get all the help that I'll need, and it's opened my eyes, and it sounds corny again, but I think it's made me a better person.
What are your plans for the future then, like after the Nomad Trust?
Definitely to volunteer with the Nomad Trust, to give something back, basically.
Life without this shelter would have been very, very difficult. I've had health problems in the past, and I don't think I would have fared too well if I was on the streets in this cold weather.
I think life for our clients without the Nomad Trust would be much more difficult. I'm not saying there's not other organisations out there that will help them ultimately, but there's nowhere that's direct access like we are. So we can take somebody off the streets tonight